Jeff, what you think about Cap?
What I think about Cap?
Yes.
Cap's having a great week.
Why?
Cap's having a great week. What is it called when you're in court and you're about to go to trial, pre-trial, acquisition. All the acquisition trial that he was in, they concluded that there was enough evidence to proceed with a blackball or collusion trial in reference to the NFL keeping him out. I don't think, they're going to pull all the stops and he may not win, but if you rank, 64 QBs, starters and backups in the NFL, and you fall at number 33 with people like Geno Smith and Fitzpatrick, for that matter, still have jobs. I think that is clear evidence in and of itself that there was something else larger at play, whether it be our POTUS's, Twitter fingers, or whatever the case may be. But, so we're moving forward with that trial, so I look forward to seeing what goes on with that. And in addition to, your boy Young Kaepernick has just landed a large Nike deal that, just do it, even if you have to risk everything. I'm paraphrasing.
You know how much?
No, I don't. I didn't get a dollar sign on it yet. Off the research that I looked into, but he's got a shoe coming with it.
Right.
So there's a whole ad campaign stretched behind it.
What do you think about Nike? And you could chime in, Chuma, blending forces, jumping on the back of Kaepernick now.
It's a tight money making move. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I think it is a good money making move. I hope they come in red, black, and green though I get a pair, but I think them jumping on it, as far as if you look at it as a business move, because he didn't give up. You know what I'm saying? Like in the beginning when everybody was against him and he was losing deals and he lost his job, it was normally him against the world. He probably would have just, became stagnated or faded off into the, distant memory. But because he became more persistent and now he's gaining that momentum, you know what I'm saying? Not to mention the whole movement in the revolution, you know what I'm saying? Because, we wear Nikes, even, members in the revolution or whatever else.
Is Nike related to Jordans?
Yes.
So this whole private prison argument relates to Nike.
So, supposedly...
all the rich white folks meet at the top.
Right, supposedly, and I don't know, I can't confirm nor deny these statements. The Michael Jordan that owns private prisons is not the Michael Jordan.
I heard that. We talked about that before.
That we know.
Right.
I can't confirm or deny, the validity of those statements, but that brings a whole new air into, the market value and where people place goods versus celebrity, etc., etc. Back to the Kaepernick thing, though, the ad is him and it's black and white, just a portrait of his face, and it says "Believe in something, even if it means sacrificing everything. Just do it." So,
and that actually targets us more. You know what I'm saying? Because that's kind of that reverse psychology thing. The whole thing with the police brutality and us feeling like we're not even equal to anybody else. You know what I'm saying? And we are a big consumer of Nike. So,
but biggest of Nike, way to be woke, even if it's for your own financial benefit.
See,
I think that's that caveat.
Moron. How
do you say so?
How can you give them credit? See, this is the problem. All right, how can you give him credit for making money off of him now and say that's credit for being woke? I just think that this is a businessman doing what businessmen do. Once again, making money off of black people. I don't give you credit for that. You just doing what you've always done.
Do you not, in this particular scenario, you're not risking stocks? You're taking, that's a big risk. You're talking about a man who single-handedly, for all intents and purposes, ruined football for everybody.
I can't.
You know what I mean? He ruined football for everybody.
I cannot relate to Nike ruining some of their stocks. All right, Nike is gonna be around until this system collapses, so screw their stocks. What I can relate to the risk that Kaepernick took and his little millions of dollars that he barely got a taste of success before he got snatched away from.
Definitely, and I'm not subjugating at all his claim in the stance, but as far as Nike goes, that's the big move. Just like you, I Let's liken it to
Somebody
Starbucks.
was gonna do it.
Then
Somebody was gonna.
But you know
Starbucks
what?
shut down business for an entire day to teach racial tolerance classes.
And
that affects their bottom line,
right.
And on the spur of them boys getting arrested for loitering, etc., etc., etc.
No. See, this is the thing. When rich corporations throw a little bit of breadcrumbs off their table and say it's in the name of a good cause, I do not celebrate.
But if it keeps the ball, I'm not saying clap and give them applause, but if it keeps the ball rolling, big up.
But you know what the thing about it too is,
Because I feel where you're coming from. I'm sorry, Chuma.
when you look at the situation like Cap, standing alone is hard. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you're trying to do something for the greater good of everybody, and the people that you're fighting for are the ones that you're fighting against. It's kind of hard to maintain in that sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of hard to be like, okay, I'm gonna not eat for you not to be there for me. You know what I'm saying? I see my dad. My dad was a police officer, and he wasn't a model police officer. He did wrong things, but he did it in the name of us. You know what I'm saying? He was just opposite of what the white officers do. He was just a black officer targeting white boys. But when he kept going to jail, or when we was losing our homes and things like that, nobody was there looking after us, and it made him so disgruntled to the point he was like, you know what, it's not even worth it. I'm just gonna go ahead and just kind of, you know what I'm saying? You can't beat them, might as well join them. Aspect. Now, do I agree with it? No, but you have to look at it. It's lonely and it's scary when you don't really have that backing that you need when you're trying to do something to help us out.
I thank you for that, sister. I feel like there was gonna always be a Branch Rickey to come along and take it and put Jackie Robinson in place. Just because Nike happens to be this Branch Rickey, I don't know that it makes me feel any different about that.
But talking business and bottom lines and quarter reports and you know what I mean. In Q3, what are you going to do as far as profit goes? They sacrificed that whole Q3 because the military and conservative Americans spend their dollars readily, right? So you're risking that section of the market, which on paper is the majority, may not necessarily be the case.
All right.
Against progressive white America in urban youth.
I got you. So
you know what I mean?
For Christmas, I'm gonna get me a nice fresh white pair of Branch Rickeys. By the way, that's another one of my unregistered holidays, Jackie Robinson Day. But speaking of the military, another unpopular opinion by a member of the podcast. We'll rejoin after this break. It's the Street 16 podcast. Pause.